Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 103. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 15th of January, 2014. Beginning as usual with my first five, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them. Starting with at number 1, Miracleman number 1. Komoda, with one magic word, a long-forgotten legend lives again. Freelance reporter Michael Moran always knew he was meant for something more. Now a strange series of events leads him to reclaim his destiny. Relive the groundbreaking 80s adventure that captured lightning in a bottle, or experience them for the first time in these digitally restored, fully relettered editions. Issue number 1 includes material originally presented in Warrior number 1 and Miracleman number 1, plus the Marvel Man primer. Writer Neil Gaiman shared his thoughts on the return of Miracleman in a recorded clip at New York Comic Con.
I'm Neil Gaiman, and many years ago I took over the writing of Miracleman, also known as Marvel Man. Finally, 20 years after that last issue of Miracleman I wrote went in, Marvel is bringing it all back, repackaging it, putting it out into the world. The idea that a comic that started over 30 years ago, that hasn't been seen for over 20 years, is still regarded as one of the strangest, most groundbreaking, most remarkable superhero comics there has been. The tragedy of Miracleman was that we published 2 issues, wrote 3.5, and then it all stopped. And Miracleman 25 has been sitting in the darkness. Nobody's seen it. It was drawn, it was written, it was lettered over 20 years ago. And I love the idea that that's finally going to be seen. And I love the idea that I will finally get to finish this story. It's like the great incomplete thing of my life. And for me, the delight of Miracleman was feeling like I really could go anywhere. The stories that I wrote in that first run, the Golden Age run, I think contains some of my best writing as a young man. What excites me now about Marvel bringing this stuff back into print is the idea that, obviously not immediately, but somewhere up the line, the story that I began in Miracleman 17 is actually going to get to finish.
At number 2, we've got All New X-Men number 21. X-23 is back, joining the All New X-Men and kissing Cyclops. What does this mean to Jean Grey? Jean and X-23 are forced to team up against a mysterious force, so she better figure it out. Marvel issued a press release for this issue saying, quote, "This January, the X-Men battle for their lives against the mutant-hunting purifiers in the exciting all-new X-Men number 21 from blockbuster creative team of Brian Michael Bendis, Brandon Peterson, and legendary X-Men God Loves Man Kills artist Brent Anderson, back for a special flashback scene. X-23 is back, but her first mission with her new team, after her horrific ordeal in Avengers Arena, has gone horribly. X-23 and the all-new X-Men face brutal torture at the hands of the Purifiers. Will her first mission be her last? This January, the claws come out in all-new X-Men number 21. Close quote. At number 3, we've got Uncanny X-Men number 16. Magneto reaches a crossroads. Everything he fought for is called into question, and he's forced to make a decision that will change him forever. Marvel senior editor Nick Lowe talked about the impact and fallout of Battle of the Atom. Quote, "I can hardly believe that Battle of the Atom is over. It's been something we've been living with since last January or such, and it's nuts to think that it's done. The X-Men have a lot to ponder now that it's done. You'll see big effects from the crossover and all the books involved with it and more." Close quote. He also mentioned the distinction of the X-Men and mutants from the Inhumans after the events in Infinity and now Inhumanity. Quote, "We're just trying to tell interesting stories with different characters and different takes. You'll end up seeing just how different the Inhumans are from the X-Men as their story takes shape. They're different in some key ways, and they will have to reckon with each other at one point or another." Close quote. At number 4, we've got Superior Spider-Man number 25, special supersized 25th issue. Otto Octavius, the Superior Spider-Man, and a life-or-death struggle against the original Superior Venom. Plus, with one last goblin on his side, the Goblin King's court is now complete, guest starring the Avengers. With the announcement of Amazing Spider-Man relaunch in April and the return of Peter Parker, Dan Slott explained his plans. Quote, "A lot of people think they know where this is going, and they don't. It has been the master plan to tell this story that, when you include the Dying Wish arc, is about 33 issues long. This has been a long-term master plan, the long game, to swap the brains and have Doc Ock try his level best to be Spider-Man, and then to have Peter make his return. This is the plan. This has always been the plan, and the story was always this long. You've got to realize we started seeding Goblin Nation around issue number 5. If we kept going, that would have been crazy. Everything has been building to this, and it's all mapped out. A lot of people are assuming where it's going to go, and that's great. We're not writing the story in your head. We're not writing the story that's in a lot of people's heads, where they think it's going to go. You're going to have to wait and see. Part of our job is to surprise you and take the sudden left turn when you least expect. You're going to have to wait, and I think that's part of the fun reading the book up to Peter's return. Now that you know Peter's coming back, watching more and more dominoes falling over, trying to figure out what kind of a world will be waiting for Peter is part of the fun of the book now. Close quote. And at number 5, we've got Justice League of America number 11, a Forever Evil tie-in. Survivors Martian Manhunter and Stargirl make a perilous trek across the supervillain-occupied United States. Their first stop may be their last as they enter Gotham City and Clayface-occupied territory. Series writer Matt Kent shared why he paired Martian Manhunter with Stargirl for these issues. Quote, "Yeah, it was definitely a conscious decision on my part to pick those two characters to be together. I really wanted Manhunter, and then Stargirl is, in a lot of ways, the opposite of him. She's young and inexperienced and wants to prove herself, and Manhunter's already been through it all. He's lost his homeworld, he's older, he's wiser, and he's got way more power. I thought putting them together would be the most interesting thing to do and would give me the most interesting story to tell. And the other part of it with Stargirl is I think she's a great character that hasn't been used yet to her full extent, and taking her away from all the other big guns and letting her have some time to prove herself is going to be awesome. We get to really hear her voice and make her more than just a part of the team you see every once in a while. What's funny is, it's funny how easily I can slide into writing her voice. I don't know where it comes from. Maybe there's a part of me that's a teenage girl or something. I don't know. As hard as I thought it would be, it actually is just kind of fun. I think a lot of it just comes from remembering what it was like to be young, you know? I'm 40 now, but I totally remember what it was like to be 15 or 16, and what you thought about things, and the things that made you mad, and the things you wanted to do. So I think you just draw on that, close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we've got Inhumanity, Superior Spider-Man number 1. Inhumanity tie-in. Attilan is crashed out of the sky into New York City. In the chaos, the Superior Spider-Man discovers that superpowers aren't all it takes to be superior. At number 7, we've got Cataclysm The Ultimates number 3 of 3. The ultimate weapon falls into Galactus' hands. A plague consumes Europe. A point of no return for Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos. At number 8, we've got Astro City number 8. When the Confessor investigates the criminal charges against Winged Victory, it leads to open combat with Samaritan. Can Astro City's 3 greatest heroes find a way to work together? And even if they can, will it be too late to save her career? The 4-issue story arc continues as the threat against Winged Victory is revealed and her past is explored. At number 9, we've got Batgirl number 27. In this tale tying into Gothopia, what kind of sick world pairs up Batgirl and the woman who tried to kill Jim Gordon? Nightfall. And at number 10, we've got Amazing X-Men number 3, Beast Unleashed. Dr. McCoy is pushed over the edge and gives into his savage side like never before. The X-Men, split between heaven and hell, are in way over their heads. Can they get to Nightcrawler before evil Azazel does? For the best of the rest from DC Comics, we've got Constantine number 10, a Forever Evil tie-in. Brought low by the evil of Blight, Constantine struggles to rally his mystical allies and turn the tide of the battle. Only one thing stands in his path, the righteous wrath of the Spectre. Continued in this month's Trinity of Sin Pandora number 7. Next, we've got Forever Evil Rogues Rebellion number 4 of 6. The Rogues just can't catch a break. On the run from the crime syndicate and the secret society, the Rogues are forced into a showdown with an army of escapees from Arkham Asylum. We've also got Justice League 3000 number 2. Before the team can figure out what happened to their memories, Cadmus sends some seemingly familiar faces into the darkness of Commonwealth space to face off against the first member of a new group of villains called Locust. Next, we've got Nightwing number 27. Nightwing's being visited by an old friend from Gotham, the Mad Hatter. Desperate to protect Chicago, Nightwing's been forced into an uneasy alliance with the mysterious Marionette, but who's really pulling the strings? Next, we have Suicide Squad number 27, a Forever Evil tie-in. As Amanda Waller and James Gordon Jr. fight for their lives in the bowels of Belle Reve, Deadshot and the squad struggle to survive a deadly trap that one of their own sprung on them. And we've got Superman Wonder Woman number 4. The secret of Superman and Wonder Woman's relationship is out, and the world's reaction is mixed. but that's the least of the power couple's worries as Zod seeks to release Faora from the Phantom Zone. From Marvel Comics, we've got Daredevil number 35. Daredevil pulls his allies together to make an all-out assault on the Sons of the Serpent before they can infest the rest of the nation, but he's about to find out just how blind justice can be. Plus, You Demanded It, an appearance by Elektra that sets the stage for a huge change in Matt's life. Next, we've got Marvel Knights Hulk number 2 of 4, continuing the all-new Hulk epic spotlighting 2 rising stars. An amnesiac Dr. Bruce Banner is awoken in Paris and now finds himself in a desperate power struggle for the Hulk, who wants Banner's monstrous alter ego to do their bidding, and what happens when he doesn't know who the Hulk is or how to unleash him. A mind-bending mystery plus creepy robots plus crazy science equals quirky cool Hulk action, downloaded directly from the mad minds of Keatinge and Kowalski. We've also got Nova number 12, hot on the trail of the missing Nova Corps. Nova manages to save the lives of some new friends in deep space. Next we have Revolutionary War Dark Angel number 1, part 2 of Revolutionary War. When Siobhan Haldane experiences a troubling vision in Darkmoor Castle, she realizes danger may be coming for the heroes of Marvel UK. With time running out, Siobhan has no choice but to suit up as Dark Angel once again, an adventure that will take fans through the past, present, and future of Marvel UK. Next, we've got Thor God of Thunder number 17, the grand finale of The Accursed. Thor's desperate tour of the 9 realms brings him to Midgard, to Earth, where he makes his final stand against Malekith and the dark forces of the Wild Hunt. But what has become of Thor's new compatriots, the League of Realms, who stands revealed as the traitor in their midst? And what bloody victory has Malekith already won? We've also got Thunderbolts number 20.now, No Mercy Part 1, Ghost Rider joins the Thunderbolts. General Ross's Thunderbolts were brought together to clean up problems no one else could, but what about when the problem is on the team? The seemingly all-powerful madwoman called Mercy has gone too far, slaughtering innocent people to fulfill her twisted mission of mercy. Who can the team turn to help take down this powerhouse? How about Johnny Blaze, the original Ghost Rider? Can he save the team before all goes to hell, or will he lead them there? And we've got Uncanny X-Force number 16, Vendetta Part 2. Classic X-Force villain Strife is returned, and he's eager to exact his revenge on the man who left him broken and adrift in the time stream, Cable. As Strife's plan comes to bear, Hope is brought face to face with Bishop, the man who crusaded across centuries in a mission to exterminate her. But this time around, she's ready to retaliate, and they'll hold nothing back as they race to destroy one another. Don't miss this no-holds-barred, knockdown, drag-out X-Force event, because when the dust settles, only one X-Force team will be left standing. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Lil Battlestar Galactica number 1. Oh yeah, Battlestar Galactica. The search for Earth continues in this awesome epic event of tiny proportions. Who are these Cylons? Are they friends or foes? Does complaining to Daddy Adama help or make things worse? Fear not, Apollo and Starbuck are here to save the day. Find out the answers to questions you've always wanted answered. How old do you have to be to ride a Colonial Viper? Is there a height requirement? And what does Baltar have to say in all of this? And where do baby Cylons come from? Come join the new and smaller adventures aboard the Battlestar Galactica. And if that's not enough, each little book comes with a 2-page activity sheet. From IDW Publishing, we've got Triple Helix number 4 of 4 by John Byrne. What do you do when everything you know turns out to be a lie? Even that. The team faces the literal end of the world, and even the Conclave may have arrived too late to help. From Image Comics, we've got Alex plus Ada number 3 of 15. Ada is an amazing piece of technology, but Alex realizes she's missing something. He goes in search of it and finds out he's not the only one unhappy with the way things are. Next, we have Peter Panzerfaust number 16, The Hunt, Part 1. In the aftermath of the assault on the Styx, the team is fractured and Lily's father is dead. Parsons returns to Lily to hear of what happened, and he learns her side of the story for the first time. It's a tale of revenge, with the hunters becoming the hunted. The 4th incredible story arc begins here. We've also got Protectors Inc. number 3. Lieutenant Detective John Riley gets the most important and possibly most dangerous assignment ever to investigate the mysterious death of the Huntsman. Everyone around Riley wants him to classify this as an accidental death or death by natural causes, but Riley suspects murder and intends to follow that suspicion wherever it leads, even if in doing so he jeopardizes a secret held for over 50 years at the very core of Protectors Inc. And we've got Velvet number 3. You all know the story. A beautiful woman seduced by a secret agent into revealing secrets and helping him on his mission. But what happens to them once the agent is gone? Find out in issue 3 as Velvet tracks Agent X-14's most recent asset down very dark paths. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Harbinger number 20, must-read Valiant, all-new arc, all-new jumping on point, Joshua Dysart and Clayton Henry launch Resistance, and end the Renegades' war against Toyo Harada once and for all. Peter Stanchek and his team of teenage superhero outlaws have decided that the best defense is a strong offense. Pursued from coast to coast by their would-be overlord in the Harbinger Foundation, the Renegades are about to launch a strategic strike on Harada's secret empire, and they'll start by revealing to the world just what kind of power they've been hiding all along. They ace up their sleeve a seemingly normal teenage hacker named Axe, who knows exactly what Harada has been up to since day one. And we've got Unity number 3, enter Livewire. On an airtight team of stone-cold soldiers, Amanda McKee is the one variable in the equation that equals absolute kill. Now, as the last woman standing against the unstoppable force known as Exo Manowar, the Harbinger Foundation's most seasoned technopath has just added one new item to her resume, newest bearer of the Exo Manowar armor, and the finger behind the trigger of the universe's most powerful weapon. Watch out, world, this means trouble. Out in trades this week from Boom Studios, we've got Hypernaturals Volume 3 trade paperback. With the galaxy on the brink of complete destruction and nowhere else to turn, the Hypernaturals must work with their most dangerous enemy if they want to save the continuum. It's a fight for survival as the world as we know it teeters on the edge of annihilation. Collecting 9 through 12 of the critically acclaimed series, the Hypernaturals Volume 3 sees Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning, the superstar writing duo behind Annihilation and Guardians of the Galaxy, team up with fan-favorite artists Tom Derenick and Andres Gonaldo to take cosmic superheroes to an all-new frontier. Next, we've got Batman The Dark Knight Volume 3 Mad hardcover. In this new collection of issues number 16 through 21 in Batman The Dark Knight Annual number 1, Batman discovers a trail of bodies but no leads. His detective skills are put to the test as the Mad Hatter begins kidnapping Gotham City citizens for unknown purposes. But as the Dark Knight delves deeper into this mystery, he soon realizes that this is unlike any other Mad Hatter case. The Hatter's gory past will be revealed, and Batman's resolve will be put to the test. We've also got Superior Spider-Man Volume 4 Necessary Evil trade paperback. Backed by popular demand, Spider-Man 2099 returns. But when the future Spidey and the Superior Spidey clash, who will be the most superior Spider-Man in the multiverse? It may not matter because the end of the battle brings about a moment that will alter the world of Spider-Man and the Marvel Universe for years to come. But which Spider was responsible for this shocking change? Then, from the ashes of battle come the first team-up between Superior Spider-Man and the Black Cat. Felicia Hardy always cared for the Spider more than the Man, but what happens when that man is Otto Octavius? And as an Osborn we haven't seen in a while returns, Otto celebrates a milestone. Is the world ready for Dr. Peter Parker, or what he plans to do next? Collecting Superior Spider-Man number 17 through 21. And we've got Thor God of Thunder Volume 1, the God Butcher trade paperback. A trail of blood threatens to consume Thor's past, present, and future. Throughout the ages, gods have been vanishing, their mortal worshippers left in chaos. The only hope for these ravaged worlds is for Thor to unravel the gruesome mystery of the God Butcher. In the distant past, the Thunder God discovers a forgotten cave that echoes the cries of tortured gods, and is shocked to find himself among them. In the present, Thor follows the bloody wake of murdered gods across the depths of space, and thousands of years from now, the last God King of a ruined Asgard makes his final stand against the God Butcher's berserker legions, as 3 Thors from 3 eras race to stop the God Butcher. The full extent of his vicious schemes takes terrifying shape. Collecting Thor God of Thunder number 1 through 5. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all the Marvel titles this week in their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers. You can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com. And we'll also have the links up on theleagueofnerds.com, our Facebook page, so be sure to like us there too. And of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, or Twitter. You can find links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.